Hello everyone, we are the Stardust Hunters, and welcome to our brand new Let's Play of Dark Souls 3.
Is what we would normally be saying.
However, when we first started working on this Let's Play,
Shit got fucked.
in short, first 3 episodes audio were completely buggered out to hell and back. I couldn't even save the game audio, so first 3 episodes, supercut in the one for a big post-commentary.
So we're reacting to this alongside you guys as we try to remember what the fuck were we thinking as we went through all this.
Yep, and if I recall right, we're now starting the cutscene.
Yeah, so this was a game that we were initially not even going to Let's Play back in a while. Wasn't that right, Reido?
Oh,
yeah.
God damn it, because me and Legend have a lot of issues with this game.
Now, I don't think so much as the issues with this game as much as it's issues with the DLC, first off.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. The main game, not the DLC, is good. Great as it is. I beat it by myself. I rarely needed help. It was pretty fun. I had a lot of problems when I first played the game, but I quickly adapted. It's the DLC that buggered me to hell and back.
I had a lot of issues with the game from the beginning, but at the same time, after a little bit of time had passed and I started to really get back into it and understand the game a little more, I recognized that a lot of what I had been saying and doing was kind of built off of mega hype that I'd heard from other big names in the Dark Souls community, which did not help me when I went into Dark Souls PvP for the first legitimate time.
Dark Souls 1 PvP or Dark Souls 3 PvP?
Dark Souls 3 PvP.
Okay.
I had never actually played in PvP in Dark Souls 1 or 2 to a good extent until I got into Dark Souls 3, got the PSN membership, and...
You got yourself wrecked.
Oh, thoroughly. So
Yep.
I do feel like a lot of my criticism was built off of that salt.
And we just missed an Eldritch Abomination.
What do you mean missed?
It just blobbed onto the screen like he had just finished the midnight platter at a
All you can eat buffet.
at a Golden Corral. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I do have some criticisms that I will level at the game, but at the same time, I'll also recognize that it's not as bad as I thought it was. And there are some things I like about this game a lot more than Dark Souls 1.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, I flip-flop between my opinion of this game more often than I can count. Because depending on the situation, I love certain parts of it, and I hate certain parts of it.
I can definitely see that and agree with both of you on those points. And
This looks awesome.
at least compared to Dark Souls 3, or at least compared to Dark Souls 2, I should say, they definitely made it faster.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's running on the Bloodborne engine, pretty much.
Which is, I think, why there's this huge contrast between those that enjoy it and those who do not, especially when it comes to usage of things like magic, alternate attack styles, and it doesn't devolve into just spam, spam, spam.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can also see that there's some. It doesn't have as much of the open worldness of 1, and it lacks sort of the simplicity that allows you to create your own challenges in 2.
Yeah. So, I guess for this post-commentary, we're going to get a lot of our grievances and issues with the game out for the most part. Although, we might recover them in the main game as we go through.
As we come across them, particularly when it comes to a couple of the bosses later on.
Anyway, here we go to the character selection. We took a long time trying to figure out what we were going to make for this.
Well, we had the the build concept down relatively quickly. It was more of a matter of who are we calling this person and why.
Yeah, and this is a horrible pun that Leo thought of that I just kind of went along with because I thought it was kind of good. Holy Trinity, based on the 3 of us.
We're not God.
Well, right, but aside from first off, this is a Dex miracle build or a Dex faith build.
Yeah.
So the Holy Trinity thing worked just swimmingly with the faith idea at a bat. But in addition, since there are 3 of us and 3 of us playing, the Trinity pun also works in far as the three of us actually controlling this character and being responsible, at least in part, for her actions.
Yeah.
One of the running jokes that we had when we made Gouda and Bloodborne was that part of the madness setting in was just built on the fact that so many voices from the souls and blood echoes that we'd stolen was feeding into our character and making them insane.
Yeah.
In this case, it's just 3 chucklefucks who were all basically different people who were all trying to link the fire.
And they ended up all just fusing together into one when they turned into ash.
This is why you don't mix the ashes in the coffins, guys. And that became the basis for our character. 3 different playstyles from 3 different personalities. And this poor lady is trying to figure out, what the fuck am I doing?
Yep. So she's got a wisecracking chucklehead, who's a man of the faith.
Uh-huh.
A fucking edgelord, aka me.
And a gutter trash, I think? I'm not entirely sure what I was going for, but I was going for like a capoeira type, like street urchin type deal, who was very, very obsessed with loot.
Oh, really? That was what you're going for?
Yep. I love the shinies. I am attracted to the shinies like a magpie.
Alright, so currently at the moment, I'm playing, from what if I recall right.
Yep, our turn order was Reido would play, then Leo would play, and then I would play.
Yeah.
With the same rules regarding rotating bonfires and on death.
Mm-hmm.
But,
that became a little bit of a problem later on when we started realizing, oh shit, bonfire placement is garbage in this game.
Yeah.
By that, well, he means that it's too frequent.
Exactly.
And also, it also started to become that it only accounted when you sat at the bonfire, not necessarily when you encountered a bonfire.
Exactly.
Which
we started bending the rules a little bit on that.
Well, more like someone found the loophole and started to use it.
Yeah.
But in any case, we're basically running through the starting area, not even reading the signs on the ground because we already know what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, I think this, along with Dark Souls 2, is the most played of the games that I've done. So shockingly enough.
Well, played consistently because, unfortunately, after Dark Souls Remastered came out, the fan base, quite frankly, had enough, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, and here we see me trying to go after the crystal, the Titanite Dragon, or whatever it's called.
When I first saw this thing, I actually laughed out loud, because I thought, oh, this is just perfect. The freaking Titanite lizards that we've been hunting in every single Souls game now can finally have their revenge.
And then it turns out, no, the regular ones still exist too. It's just that they put this one here for shits and giggles.
By the way, Zero, you actually...
Reido.
Excuse me, Reido. You fucked this
Bonk.
up. Bonk at yourself. I'm telling you fucked up here. You missed a point where you could actually walk up to the lizard and stab him in the face.
I know. If I recall right, you were yelling at me to do that, and I missed it.
Yes, you did.
It always irks me when you miss a parry.
But
or post.
As you can kind of see here, we actually have 3 bars: the red health bar, the green stamina bar, and returning from Demon Souls of all things,
the blue magic bar, or FP, or
the focus point bar.
Yeah.
Because you can, in addition to using the FP bar for casting magic, you also use it to cast skill
weapon arts.
Weapon arts for every weapon.
Yes, weapons in this game have weapon arts, and I thought we were not going to do the whole tutorial bullshit.
We thought about it, and then
we're not going to totally tutorialize it, but it is a new thing that needs to be explained.
You know, new in a figurative sense.
Well, the weapon arts are totally new.
Yeah.
Because in Dark Souls 2, they were just a complete unique moveset.
Yeah.
But it kind of messed up the way you would play, because then you'd have to carry multiple weapons just to have a similar moveset.
Anyway, lizard dead. Goody.
Mm-hmm. The weapon art thing was something that I kind of met with a little bit of mixed resistance. On the one hand, the Vantian system, where you have a limited number of spell charges, meant that you just had to run out of the spell charges and didn't have to spend a turn reloading.
Yeah, and hell, there were even some items that could restore the spell charges.
In Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
In this case, it's tied to an Ashen Estus flask, which you could theoretically punish, But then I thought about it a little bit and went, you know what? It kind of balances itself out slightly.
Slightly, but it also sacrifices the amount of Estus you're even allowed to have for healing.
Mm-hmm. And it ultimately nerfed magic, but then again, magic is kind of broken in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
So,
and I think the weapon arts are kind of like a middle ground between having multiple weapons and weapons in Bloodborne, the trick weapons. Anyway, we're cutting ahead. This is Leo now playing, as he's going to challenge the first boss of the area.
Yes. And I thought I could get some easy punishes on him while he was impaled here on this little dang sword.
Yep.
With the plagas coming out of him from Resident Evil 4.
Oh god, that game. How? You know that thing's going to get a Switch re-release. You know it.
Oh yeah, because that game is so well written. I'm pretty sure that it needs to get its tires replaced every 2 years.
Good lord.
I do want to
say
So
it's literally the village bicycle.
Yes.
So, Edex Gundyr has a bit of lore behind him, but that's kind of spoiler territory. He's probably the best introduction to any Dark Souls game in the history of Dark Souls games.
Yeah. Like, I'll admit I like the way that the Asylum worked in Dark Souls 1, but in retrospect, it's kind of shit.
Yeah, especially because you get an encounter with the Asylum Demon that you can cheese out from the beginning if you got black fire bombs or are a complete nutter.
Yeah.
But here, no, you get a proper, decent, straight-up boss fight, which I think killed me once when I first fought him.
Yeah, that might have been the case.
Yeah, he's not hard, but he is still a Dark Souls boss.
Bingo.
He requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to play the baiting game.
And of course,
did you have this patience, waiting game, and understanding when you were trying to wrestle with the camera controls?
Kind of, because I had been playing Dark Cloud 2 prior to this, so the cameras were reversed compared to that game.
And now this is Legend.
Yep, I was deciding, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fight the Master.
Before going to the bonfire.
Tell me, how nervous were you when I went after this?
A little bit.
A little bit more than you're willing to admit.
A little bit. I think I was actually freaking out a bit.
Yeah, because normally, at least when I do the Master, I just shield push him off the wall.
I decided to fight him a little bit head-on and show off the weapon art, which is the poise-ridden freaking... Hey!
Get wrecked.
Yes.
The longsword is probably one of the best weapons in the game.
Oh yeah, it's fucking, like what? Isn't like the Dark Souls Extra Life have like,
It is the S tier of weapons.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how effective it is at just doing whatever you need to do. If you need to break a guard, you can break a guard.
It hits fast,
It hits fast. If you need a wide swing, really damage output is not a necessary thing that you need.
That being said, its reach often puts it in a bit of a situation. Firelink Shrine, hello.
Yep, and Legends being doing the whole cinematic bullshit.
I mean, bullshit. Come on, that's a great shot.
Yeah. You've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times.
Would you prefer how I normally use my camera?
Yeah, fine.
There you go.
And here we have Hawkwood, right?
Yes, Deserter Hawkwood. A lot of baggage with that name.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sort of regretting not skipping through this.
Where do you wait to unpack?
Oh, gives me conniptions.
Unpack his conniptions.
Yeah, you love that word, don't you, Legend?
The internet loved that word. It was all over the Dark Souls 3 community when it released. There's always that one phrase, that one phrase in the Dark Souls community for the latest game that makes everyone go, "Yep,
I mean,
this is Miyazaki, all right."
I mean, 2 was Bearer Seek Lest.
Bearer Seek Lest, but then we had Majestic from Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Which is just the best.
That's Mikolash.
I never got into that one, so.
Oh, you know, that boss is just a troll boss.
He is.
He is.
Actually, I think I can do that voice a little bit better.
I always.
Ooh, Majestic.
See, I always thought it was always the Hunter.
The Hunter must hunt.
There were a lot of iconic phrases from Bloodborne.
I always thought it was
Legend
that.
confirmed.
Everyone knows that my waifu is shiny things.
In this game.
In this game.
We're talking about
Name
Bloodborne
a Dark
now.
Souls game where I haven't been like, come on, we're missing the treasure.
Demon Souls.
We
Well,
haven't
I've
played
never
that
played
yet.
it.
Yeah, but that was not the question.
Oh my god, I'm actually wondering if FromSoft is actually going to bring that game back.
No.
No.
No one wants back.
You have never played. Again, I need to bring that back to you, just so you can play through it a bit more and just realize how painful it is.
Well, the servers are down now, so it's even worse.
Not actually. It's kind of improved.
Really?
Because, well, for simplicity's sake, there was an element where basically you controlled whether the world was chaotic or not.
Yeah?
And that could get messed up by players invading you. And the problem with that is you needed that in order to unlock certain items. Whereas without the servers, it is always at your control whether it's the world's chaotic or not.
Hi, Firekeeper, bye, Firekeeper, and now we're doing a little bit of bullshit.
We're doing a bit of nude rolling.
Nude rolling to get up here in order to get some stuff.
I remember it took us quite a while to pull this off, either then or in the future.
It's in the future, trust me.
I also remember that you said that you'd never actually been to the secret area up here.
Yeah, I hadn't, and...
Not the secret area that everyone knows about, where you get the silver ring, but this secret area where there's another crystal lizard behind.
This little gap.
Yes.
So, if you've never seen this before, I do not blame you.
Yes.
So...
Boom, the lizard.
And you now have a twinkling titanite.
I love shiny things.
No shit. Alright, so...
I'm pretty sure you're part Corvian at this point.
Oh!
Because you,
Minus the bird booty.
Well, not that bird, but like at least compared to the crows in that give you items, you are certainly obsessed with particular shinies.
Particular shinies. I love all shiny things. I am the crow when it comes to the freaking bloodburns and souls.
Oh yes, and then here we have Pickle Pea and Pumperump.
This actually ended up biting me in the bum when I played a different Souls-like.
Oh really? What happened?
It's called Neo. And if you're picking up every single shiny, oh boy,
You will have a very full inventory.
very much so.
Yes, especially because that is just a loot game,
It is. And not all the loot is good.
which is why
Which means you gotta sell or get rid of a lot of it.
Yes,
I ended up selling a lot of it.
Yes.
But it was still like...
Because you can challenge literally anything that pops up out of the ground and either get something good or something bad. Either way, you can sell it for points.
and then some,
Yeah.
and then some.
Yeah.
I believe we were just showing off the dialogue here. We were trying to get more twinkling titanites as well as special items that might show up later on.
Anyway, here's the Estus Shard, and now we're going to go ahead and show off the, excuse me, the hidden door and stuff.
Yes.
Secret door for another treasure.
I gotta say, there are fewer secret doors in this game than even in 2 or 1. I was slightly disappointed by that.
Yeah, there were not a lot. Anyway, coming to
lot
Silver
of-
Serpent
A
Ring.
lot of trolls.
Anyway, this is the start of episode 2.
I would
technically.
love for you to count how many times you say anyway.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that there's someone out there who just has the time to go ahead and record it.
A Let's Player I know, Masayanella, someone in her YouTube comments always catalogs for every Let's Play certain things she does. Like for her Katamari game, it's like certain words she says, certain things she does, certain retries and stuff like that. It's
Yes.
fucking insane.
Well, I mean,
And I know Nintendo Capri Sun has his what counter?
I was gonna say the Great Clement also has his, but I digress as well. So I'm pretty sure someone has counted the number of times he's done that.
Yeah. My word is anyway,
Because
Yes.
because it's the only way to get you two chucklefucks back on track.
What do you mean back on track?
the
We're
frame-
about... Our wonderful minds are not a railroad. They are four-wheelers.
Yeah.
They go off-roading all the time.
Anyway, I've completely lost track of whose turn it is.
Honestly,
Because
at
this is the
this
start of
point-
episode 2, technically.
Well, there is a small hint in
Oh
how
wait,
you
this
do
is me. This is me.
Okay. Would you like the hint as to who is actually playing if you get lost?
Oh,
Note how the camera moves. If it's slower and deliberate, it's probably Reido. If it doesn't know what the fuck it's doing, it's probably Leo.
Leo.
Because he actually didn't know what
and
the
if
fuck
it's
he
moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour, looking for every goddamn thing around it, it's probably Legend.
Yes, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
But here,
Yeah, this is me. I remember now.
here we come across the because Here's where we came across the first pus of man, is what this enemy's called.
Yeah, they're called Pus of Man, and I legitimately wanted it to come out.
Yes, despite my regrets.
Well, despite your bitching.
Well, because he drops a Titanite shard.
Right, and we need as many Titanites as we can early on.
Until we get the thing that gives us many Titanites for free.
And I'm getting butt fucked over here.
Yeah, there were a lot of butt-clenching moments. I thought Leo was going to be taking the control very soon.
Yes.
Oh, bite me.
Well, it did.
I'm
multiple times. It was, in fact, biting you. And that was our worry.
Remind me, which one of the three of us has completely beaten the game, including all the DLC bosses?
You and me.
Ah.
So, you shush?
Yes.
Alright, I'll shush.
Yeah, I still haven't actually beaten it because the one that I mostly completed on was my roommate's PS4. So when I moved back here, I didn't get to transfer my save.
Well, lucky for you, you'll get to complete it with us.
Yes.
Up here we see our favorite little area, the Durgan.
Oh yeah, if I recall right, this is Leo.
Yes, because I was trying to get the Claymore and ended up missing, and people thought I was going to die.
Well,
yeah,
people being us.
Yes. So let's see.
Dragon's fun. It's very good at wiping out a lot of nastier elements, but at the same time it also serves as a bit of annoyance when you want to get the Baymore.
Yes.
The Baymore?
Yes, Claymore is Bay.
Claymore is Baymore?
Have you not heard that meme?
We have
No.
now. We have
Oh
now.
my god, man!
We have now entered weapon waifu status.
How many years ago was that again? Like, there were several anime that were like, my weapon is fuckable.
I mean,
Oh,
isn't there a specific anime called Claymore?
There is, and it has nothing to do with what I was talking
Yeah.
about.
I know, but I mean that's what came to my mind when I hear Claymore is Baymore.
yeah.
Aside
Michael
from
Baymore.
And
Okay, so running past all of the shinies.
and going back in here.
I think the dragon is killable, but it just takes too long.
he
Oh,
is
and
because
he does give you, like, I believe, a Titanite chunk for
Yes.
killing him, or either that or a large Titanite shard. I can't remember which.
something good.
Yeah,
Because
but
now-
the problem is you need to get a bow, you need to be able to use it, and you need to be able to fire about, I don't know, 40 or 50 arrows at the damn thing.
And we started with like 10 or 20.
100.
Yeah, so not worth our time at the moment. We'll wait till we're a bit more well-statted.
Yes.
Then we decide, yeah, let's equip the Baymore.
Well, yeah, because now Leo's going to take a turn at the Mimic that's right here.
Yes.
Oh, this mimic. It has been the downfall of many a noob.
I really should have cut out this inventory shuffling.
I can't believe people just opened it without checking the chain first.
Well, remember that there were a lot of new players that are coming into Bark.
Yeah, but
Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls?
Yeah, but I've seen even veterans fall for this chest.
Really?
Yes.
Even with the chain sticking forward?
Yes.
Well, it's been a long time. It's been a long while since Dark Souls 1.
Yes.
And even the chests in 2 didn't actually have that, and I don't think there were any mimics in Bloodborne.
In 2, I know that it was a facial lock. Yeah, like the stone chest usually had them, and and they would have locks on the face that would determine whether or not it was a mimic. That was the tell for that one. But
yeah, you can, if you actually looked in close, you actually see the chest breathing.
yes, that too.
Other thing to differentiate the different players, Leo doesn't lock on that much.
Well, early on.
Early on, because he was still getting reused to the controls.
Yes.
This is why we need to practice the game that we're going to play more than,
Playing Dark Cloud again, just because you want me to go through the extra dungeon in that game.
Well, it would be new content.
It would be content from our old channel, our old incarnation. Yeah, because
And it's not like you haven't done it anyway, so it would be something new.
yeah, I guess. So, as a heads up, if you're new to the channel, we actually do have a backlog of a whole lot of other Let's Plays.
Then we recorded as the Legend Hunters, plural.
Yeah, because it was still under this Chucklehead's name. But we decided to go for rebranding mainly because...
It had been a long break.
Not only that, but I had found out that there was another channel going by the Legend Hunters that was full of fucking comedy skits. Anyway, if I recall right, we skip forward to Legend.
Yep. My quest to get all the shiny things.
Yeah, because I remember this. This is you in the Master's attire. just so you can wield everything.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't believe this went well.
I believe it was a little janky.
Dicey is probably a better word for it.
Either way, Legends just scoping out the scene.
Yep. There's a lot of explosive barrels down there that can be a little problematic, especially when this chucklefuck decides to start throwing freaking firebombs down on you.
Wait, are you referring to me or you?
No, there's a undead hollow on the second floor,
Mm-hmm.
which we didn't actually go through because we forgot that there was the second floor.
Yeah.
But instead, I encouraged them to go through this area and get the Astora Straight Sword.
The Astora Straight Sword is okay early on, but honestly, Longsword's better in the long run. The Astora Straight Sword has terrible scaling, and even with raw, it just becomes old very quickly.
Yeah, if I recall right, even its best stats are like C at best. C ranking?
D.
Oh, D. Never mind.
Yeah. The only thing that would probably be good for it is the fact that it
Twink
has
builds.
slightly higher freaking stats.
Oh,
and
twink
whatnot.
builds.
Yeah.
If you're twinking, then you've already got better weapons because you've gone through the entire game.
Yeah,
already.
but not yet. When you're starting a twink build, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And that is kind of like a big thing that kind of unfortunately hit the bender at this point in Dark Souls 3 was the large number of twinks in the game, which for those who are not aware of the lingo in regards to Dark Souls, refer to low-level builds that are from high-skill players who just can beat the game without leveling up.
Yeah, it's basically level 1 runners, almost.
The other thing that you could do if you didn't have the amazing godlike skills was take advantage of the summoning system, which is to say, have a friend who already beat the game and gotten all the loot,
And
go ahead and trade you the stuff after you summoned him in with a password.
yeah, that's pretty much the deal. And you get all the good items and weapons, and you could just cause a lot of hell. Okay, that was kind of funny.
I'm glad you left that in.
Well, I kept most of the stuff in. I just kept a lot of the I just cut out a lot of the in-betweens.
Yes.
Because this game is long.
It is quite long, especially when you have to get back to where you were after a death.
Although, you know what I found longer?
What?
Backtracking in Dark Souls 1. I had forgotten how bad that was.
Yeah, it takes a while before you get the ability to go from bonfire to bonfire.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that. An axe dude and a dog. Oh, no. Whatever will Legend do? Run away!
like a little girl.
Like a,
Well, we were playing a little girl.
like a bitch.
I don't know about the little girl part. I mean,
She's a grown woman.
she's petite, but I wouldn't say little. I mean, she's average for a woman's height, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, like a beach does not apply to the survivor.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Have we ever had any giant women bosses?
The dancer,
Oh yeah, the dancer which appears in this game. But aside from that,
giant women.
Yes.
Let's see. The Lost Sinner is technically a woman.
the Lost Sinner is technically a woman. So are the 3 guardians. So are the 3 rune sentinels.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, that
because
was
they're-
getting close.
because
Look at
they're-
how much health I had there.
Oh yeah, that is a.
Oh yeah, if I recall right, I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, Legend!
Yes, you were.
You need to chill the fuck out about that, dude. If I die, it's just another turn.
I know, but it's more editing for me.
And then
You're gonna give me
you
a
don't like
we-
editing.
we-
I could take over.
We cut the episode early then.
Yeah.
I mean, besides, this was going to take forever to begin with. We just found the shortcut here.
Yeah, we found the shortcut, we opened it up, and if I recall right... Oh, right, now I remember. What had happened here was Legend was going down somewhere.
And muscle memory decided to betray me. You see, I had come off of Dark Souls 1 not too long ago, which meant that I'd forgotten that pressing the B button in the later games makes you let go of the ladder, as opposed to lets you slide down.
Yep, so he died,
I fell off and died.
and it's my turn again. And if I recall right, I decided to say, Rocket, and head straight for Vort, aka the first boss, true boss.
Yes.
Oh, but at first, gotta summon this guy.
Yes, which you didn't know about until I brought it to your attention.
Right. That kind of threw me for a loop, to be honest.
So
I knew he was a summon, but I didn't know where he was.
yes. So just a quick little note about Lion Knight Albert, because I didn't get to explain it when we first played it through. He actually can be brought into the dancer's fight. But as soon as you initiate it that way, he immediately bones out.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
And he's the only NPC to my knowledge that does this. And it's woven in with his lore about why you encounter him later on in Lothric Castle.
Ah.
He's actually a member of the Lothric court.
Ah.
And so he will help you reignite the bonfire, but the moment you turn on the royalty and have to go after the prince's crowns, he takes offense to that.
Yeah.
But I believe we also summoned the Swordmaster.
Yes.
Yeah, and somehow, well, you'll see. You'll see.
He's actually a really, really strong summon early on, and I can imagine that part of the reason why they did not allow Albert to be used was also for game balance as well, because otherwise that fight would be somewhat trivialized.
And we also got invaded at this point. But we were already at the boss door, so
Yep, so watch this happen.
just a little fun fact. The more summons you have, the higher up in invasion priority your game goes.
Which also gets bumped if you ever decide to use a dried fingers item as well.
Which
Yeah.
allows you to summon one more player and get invaded by one more phantom.
Anyway, this is the first boss that actually gave me trouble in this game when I first played it.
Oh, I was bitching about this guy for ages. And then I got good. And
So-
you got good.
I honestly...
You say that and watch what's going to happen. Alright, so basically what I'm saying here is I died to this guy even with 2 summons.
Well, it's not a matter of the summons being an indicator of death, it's a matter of you being an indicator of death.
Yeah, I goofed if I recall right.
I mean, it can happen to the best of us.
Yeah.
I mean...
That's the thing with Dark Souls. Even if you are God tier with this game,
It'll always find a way to fuck you over.
I used to, for the longest time, complain about the Pursuer from Dark Souls 2.
yeah.
And-
Oh, by the way, I hate fighting that guy as a mage.
Yeah, well, as a mage, that's understandable. You have to wait until you get to the Ballista area to have a good chance.
Yeah, and I'm talking
I
about his
don't know about you.
reappearances as well.
I mean, yeah, I know how to cheese them out on the... I know how to do them on the courtyard now.
Yeah.
But that took me years to actually figure out how to do that one. So, Vord is a pretty Bloodborne-esque boss, actually, which is kind of interesting.
I was very, very confused why you didn't just run behind him.
I'm kind of wondering that myself.
I think it was a matter... Because I noticed...
I think it was because I was panicking because I had so little health.
Yes, you tend to be more about... You tend to be more conservationist when it comes to your fighting strategy, and that often leads to moments where there is an opening,
And
But then you get smooshed.
but then you forego the opening because you want to save your own skin.
right.
But
And then we quickly come back to here.
because there's a plot item that you actually need in order to actually progress to the next area.
Guarded by 2 fucking knights.
Yeah.
2 fucking knights.
3 if you want to go around.
Well, if you end up aggroing all 3 knights, you're doing it wrong.
Yes. Can they actually follow you here? I thought they couldn't because
They can't. They can't.
Yeah, because this area is technically
A boss arena.
yes, which is
And so they cannot enter.
nor can invaders.
So it's a safe spot.
But you can't do much else until you either quit or they leave.
Yeah.
And it also gets kind of funny if the invader decides, I'm just going to camp here
Yes.
and hit you. The moment you step out, I'm going to whack you with my hit stick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's a twink just waiting outside, just saying, "I'm going to hit you with the ultimate greatsword."
So I think I'm at the controls this time, and I'm just going all the way in.
Leo wins the Dark Souls again.
You had a very big history of winning against bosses in Dark Souls.
2.
I don't know. Well,
It was in 2 if I recall.
yeah, but 2 is funny because the ones that I came back for to help you guys with, I had never fought before for the most part. The hidden boss for the hidden bosses and the hidden bosses period
Yeah.
for the first 2 areas, which because we didn't do the third because that one was bullshit. The first 2, I had never fought before. And so I had literally just taken them out blind that first time for the win. So, you know, it can be done.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of pacing.
Yeah. And we win by doing this. By using the pine resin.
Yes.
Because he is weak to electricity, technically.
Mm-hmm.
And we get that.
I would like to say that a very, very dickish sort of thing ended up happening after this.
Oh?
And again, it goes back to my little statement about the bonfires.
Because immediately after I finished, I passed it over to Legend.
Yep.
Because, you know, that's how it transitions. So, after it's Legend's turn, he comes here, waves the banner to proceed to the next area.
Yeah.
And we get this nice little cinematic.
Which is a fucking throwback to Dark Souls 1. Oh, hello, it's the spermy demons.
The spear demons.
And I think I made
Yes.
this joke in the original recording, but bad touch, bad touch.
And I believe that my follow-up complaint was, or my follow-up statement was, hey, better than Delta.
Or American.
Well, no. I said American is fine, just it's either United or Delta that you don't fly. I'm pretty sure it's Delta that was the one that got in trouble.
Look at this shit.
And then
right
so
here.
immediately after the cutscene,
Hello, bonfire, give it to me.
Yeah, we decided no.
In the cases of bonfires that are literally a jolly two, literally a minute away from each other, we're like saying, fuck this shit.
we're going to come across this scenario more than once.
Yeah.
Dragon Rider.
I do believe that part of the problem was that after Bloodborne happened, the designer was like, oh hey, if you beat the boss, you get the checkpoint, right? That's great. And it's great for player memory and all that. But then they forgot to edit out the bonfires that became irrelevant thanks to the boss fog bonfire.
Yeah.
So we get shit like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty inconsistent, but we made our way. We're finally here in the. Is this just the undead?
It's the undead settlement.
Undead settlement. Yeah.
Yeah.
By this point, you could start to tell they were running out of name ideas.
Yeah.
Because Undead Burg, Undead Settlement, if it wasn't the generation of parts and the fact that we were getting chewed apart,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to know which one is which out of memory.
Legend has a lot of bad issues with fighting dogs in Dark Souls. I never have.
Doesn't. You mean you haven't?
Honestly, I've never had an issue with the dogs.
It's not dogs for me, it's the rats.
Rats can be a little annoying, especially early on when they can
Dark
poison you.
Souls 2.
Oh, the petrification rats.
The Royal Rat Authority.
Okay, everyone has trouble with that.
Yeah, especially considering you can't summon for that fucking fight.
It's whether you can summon or not. That thing would just
Wait.
be ass.
I'm trying to remember. Authority is the swarm boss, right?
No, that's the
No.
Vanguard.
Yeah, the
okay.
Vanguard
Okay,
is...
no.
The one with the mohawk is the Vanguard.
Okay, yeah.
The giant Sith clone is the Authority.
The giant Sith clone with toxic rats at the start is the one that just grinds on everyone's gears.
And the fact that you can't summon in that area because it's a PvP area.
Yes. We encounter now
Yol of Londor.
a pilgrim, and this character becomes important later on because he is required for a side quest.
Right.
Which
Side quest, main quest, it's a big thing.
It's basically a path to one of the three endings.
EX ending.
Mhm.
EX ending, let's put it that way. And so we send him on his merry way, and thus starts the beginning of many jokes of they could have left here at any time, but they didn't want to until they talked to us.
Yep. If I recall right, the Dark Souls lore guy that I think his name is Aegon of Astora. The reason why that they can warp to the Firelink Shrine is because we give them the means to travel there through them talking to us.
Because we are Ash and part of the bonfire, apparently.
Yeah, in a way, because what I'm trying to say, okay, bonfire lit, and now if I recall right, it's
Another one! Another fucking bonfire! The only thing before this was a bunch of dogs!
it's my turn now, and
What the fuck?
okay, I think what Aegon was trying to say was because Firelink Shrine is in like another realm, apparently, like in another timeline. And that's why, through a connection to us, these people have a means of transporting there.
That is some bullshit.
Oh, of course, but it's the best explanation I could ever fucking find.
I also found it interesting that you guys went to the left instead of to the right. And I ended up like showing this later that you could actually go up there and get the jump on the little throne.
Oh,
guy.
yes. Yeah, I never knew about that one.
Yeah, but I always just go that way because it's always so dark in there. I can't see anything in front of my face.
Yeah, we ended up learning quite a bit more about the game just by having all three of us sitting here.
Yeah, like, you think you know the game inside and out, and then either Legend or Leo throws me a fucking curveball. Yep, so that's... I just kind of derp around and just kill everything.
So we didn't show the early part of this, but we encountered a thief earlier who asked us to find a woman named Loretta in the undead settlement.
Right.
Good old Grey Rat.
So,
yeah, I think I cut that out by accident. Sorry.
But we're gonna get the bone for this woman, which is sort of our proof that, oh dear, she's already dead.
Yep. Taken care of by Big Bertha over there. He's dead, Chip.
I thought her name was Gertrude. Bertha was the one from
Mario. Big Bertha's the giant cheap sheep in Mario.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is right. No, but you also called it another Dark Souls enemy, Bertha too.
No, Gretchen. Gretchen, the kinky
No.
whips and chains lady.
Oh, okay. No, I was thinking of.
And her sister is Gretel, and this is Gretel.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've ran past quite a few Gretels throughout our playthroughs. If I recall.
Are you talking about the game, or are you talking about real life again?
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yes.
you're talking about.
Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I honestly
Yeah.
don't.
Oh, a thing that I'm just realizing that I'm going to cut out is that in a little bit, I'm going to cut, and I forgot to show that I got the Sunlight Covenant thing in a little bit. But
There's a dark room. You fall down a hole. There's soup. There's a sunlight thing.
yeah.
That's where it is.
Anyway, the fat bitch is giving me an issue.
She's quite actually challenging, but if you have something that can hit her fast, it's not that bad. I've actually started to learn that the longer you take with her, the more likely it is she's to kill you.
Yeah.
Either because of enemies coming into the background like that, or because her most of her attacks do damage, with the exception of her burning hug, where she tries to cleanse the bastard's curse.
Yeah.
By hugging you to death.
Yeah.
With
While
fire.
immolated.
Self-immolated. Yep. Ugh. Anyway, killed that guy. If I recall right here's an shard.
That's one way to give a warm hug.
Warm hug. It was burning with the fires of Satan.
And we now have our first NPC invasion.
Yeah, if I recall right, I just blasted through the area just so we could get to this bonfire.
Normally, invaders don't let you use a bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
Not even light it.
But
Podrick's an NPC.
Podrick's an exception.
Because he's from the Mound Maker's Covenant.
No, because he's an NPC. You can do this, I think, with any NPC.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Because he's a Mound Maker, he'll invade you.
so the Mound Makers are a new type of covenant that
I think we cover this later on.
we do. Okay. We
Yeah.
do. Then I will leave. Then I will leave my explanation to my future self.
Regardless, crazy people.
Crazy people that can either hurt or help other players.
Yeah, and if I recall right, it is now Leo's turn.
Because I am very, very experienced fighting this bleeding Mother Hubbard.
Yep.
I actually fight him straight on.
Yeah,
Normally.
I don't, because he has a health bar that lasts for days.
Yeah, because
Yeah, but not an Estus supply.
And well, he has warmth, and he can also parry.
All of which bless you, does require you to be careful, and it does help you practice a little bit for PvP.
if I recall right, when he's trying to aggro him,
I'm trying to aggro him without aggroing the Saw monster, and I end up getting both. So I have to take care of him quickly before I get skewered by the flambers that Hodrick is wielding.
if I recall right, the Flamberge is a good weapon, right?
It's actually pretty decent as a dex greatsword, and it's notable because it's the only dex greatsword that gives the bleed status, but it's somewhat cumbersome because it has much lower damage compared to other greatswords.
Ah.
And with the addition of, I'm trying to remember what the bleeding salve is for this game.
Carthus Rouge.
Carthus Rouge, which basically lets you buff your weapon with bleed. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Other thing that they kind of brought into Dark Souls 3, I think they started this in Dark Souls 2, hyper armor.
Yes.
The ability to tank through attacks if you've got a big fuck-off weapon.
Oh, shit, that was close.
Yes, it was, and I was upset because I knew I could have gotten him. And so you start seeing, like, the kick fest, in which I try to either kick him, or I mean to slash, but then said kick, or vice versa.
By the way, he only has 2 Estus.
He only has 2 S's, but he has
the warmth spell.
The warmth spell,
which also heals you! So if you can grab that checkpoint, he can't heal, you do.
Yes, and which is the only reason why I'm alive, because of that riposte into a charged poke attack from his stance.
Yep. So,
and I will say, even though parrying is much improved from Dark Souls 2, it's still not easy to pull off.
Nope.
Not as easy as in Dark Souls 1.
Most often than not, you get the ability to parry after you take 2 hits, because you can't get chain locked after 2.
Yes, as you just saw from Hodrick's backstepping out of my sword swings.
And
He's
in
dead.
general, if they're multi-hitting you, you can probably throw a parry in there, and you'll probably get it if they're not paying attention.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the episode, and let's see, we're checking everything out, and in the next episode, we'll have proper commentary.
Proper in-game commentary with sound.
Hopefully, yeah, we're taking a look at the Vertebra Shackle.
Just to read the lore for it.
And I suppose we go ahead and do the thing.
I wonder what... Okay, so before we end, what is the in-game explanation for our character not remembering all this nonsense?
Fuck if I know.
Coma? Knockout? Flashback? Hallucination?
I would say just
bullshit.
the fact that we were dead.